And sometimes that initial rejection, it can shut you down, but don't let it stop you. You know, if you love it, find a way to do it. And then I think a lot of people will find it, because, you know, I still get rejected to this day. To this day, I'm still getting told no, nonstop no's. So it's okay to be told no. And especially if you want something really, really bad, those no's feel like brick walls, but keep going. You can break through those walls.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, I love those
How?
pumpkins.
Yes, you see that? Yes,
In the mood.
get into the mood of Halloween.
Nice
Love
to
it.
meet you.
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much for your time. It's a pleasure to be talking to you. And we just loved the movie. It was amazing. You know, we weren't familiar with the books before, but my son and I and my husband, we watched it and we loved the movie. And now my son wants to read the books. So
Oh, great. How old is he?
he's 9.
Oh, good. That's a pretty good age. That's a great age for monsters and monsters. That's a great age.
Yes,
Oh,
yes, it is. That's awesome. I want to ask you, like, before, like, from the books, what was your inspiration to write those stories?
my inspiration to write those stories was that, you know, I really wanted to, I was a very scared kid, right? So I was scared of a lot of stuff. I couldn't watch a lot of things, and a dark hallway always freaked me out, and I was terrified to go in the ocean because I thought a shark would eat me. And I think I wanted to work out those fears in a book and be able to give that back to kids, to say, hey, it's going to be okay. You can laugh at your fears, and you can actually overcome them with some help from friends. And if you use your brains and use your heart and have some courage, you can actually overcome those fears. And you could also, you know, laugh at them too, because it's a pretty scary world out there. And I just wanted to empower kids to be able to have a good time and laugh at the shadows, rather than be overwhelmed by them.
Yeah, and now that we have the books, and now bringing those books, those stories to the screen, how exciting, first of all, and also how was like a challenge for you to do that? How did you combine both of, like, because the different mediums, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Well, I'm a screenwriter. I'm a screenwriter by day, novelist by night. So I've written a ton of movies. So I was ready for the movie aspect of it. And I wrote the books because I really wanted to be able to just give something to friends, to be like, hey, here's a whole complete story. And so the book is very complete in a world unto itself, but film is such a collaborative medium, where you've got, you know, producers, directors, and actors, and all these great different voices that are bringing the script to life. And so it's really more of a team effort. So it was just sort of being able to play on that team, and to be able to let some things go that in the book, you know, I loved in the book, but if we actually made the book the way it is, it would have been like a $300 million movie. And we just didn't have the budget, you know, for the craziness that is actually in the book. There's, you know, 5 times as many monsters in the book. And, you know, instead of like, you know, a cat hotel, there is a cat tsunami that descends upon the babysitters, and the whole third act, all the nightmares get out, and it's like a, you know, a massive takeover of the entire town. And we just said, you know what, that's a little expensive. Let's just narrow it down. So, you know, it is a bit of a difficult process of, oh, I'm you know, I'm gonna have to let the book go, but the book is there. You know, you can read the book and love the book, and now the movie is here, and the movie is, I consider the movie our movie, and it's, you know, my book.
yeah, but the book, I think the book is a different, when you are reading, you can imagine what's going on. You know what I mean? I think it's rich. And the movie, I love what I like it a lot, because there is a lot of like practical effects. It's like all the makeup, all the, you know, I mean, it's not
Yeah.
a lot of like I don't see too much is special effects like computer CGI, but that's why it's also a really good. You know what I mean? Like very, very is your movie too. You know what I mean? So it's really really fun. And to talk about like talking about these directors and the crew and everything, how like is work with Rachel, the
Uh,
director?
Working with Rachel is a ton of fun because she loves to eat a lot of chocolate and candy. And so that's just like her lunch. So if you're hanging with somebody who's just always eating chocolate and candy, it's always going to be a good time. So you're always in the Halloween mood. And her vision is very aspirational and very empowering. And she really helped bring Kelly's inner mind to the screen. That's why there's all those really awesome equations, because Rachel's got a really great mathematical creative mind. And also she really pushed for the look of the film to be big in scope, and really, she really wanted to, you know, for the screen to be a window into this other world. And it was really a great time getting to work with her. I mean, she's done so many amazing films and TV in this space, and so she was really the ideal director for the movie.
Yeah, and the young cast, the young actors, they are amazing. Did you like you were part of like the process of casting them?
I wasn't able to like sit in and watch, but they would send me like lists and be like, hey, here's what we're thinking, here's where we're circling. And when we saw Tamara and Una at their chemistry read, it was like, oh yeah, that's magic. That's what Liz and Kelly are about. That's the whole relationship. Kelly, because Tamara is like super funny, has a really great like sharp sense of humor, and Una is like wiser beyond her years, has a lot of just has a lot more going on there, you think. And they really play off of each other so well, so that it's such a cool friendship that they forged. And watching them, it was just like, yeah, I'm watching Kelly and Liz come to life. And that was, as a writer, that is one of the most exciting parts of the process, to see your characters, you're like, oh my gosh, you guys are real now. It's pretty awesome to see them.
Yeah, that's amazing. I spoke to them, and they have so much fun doing the movie, so much fun with the story, so much fun on set.
Yeah.
And I think they're great. They're so talented, and they have a great future ahead of them.
And it's funny you say, oh, they've got a big future, but like they've had a great past, they've been
exactly
in stuff already. Like, it's not like, oh, we just discovered them. Like, they've been working a lot. They've been in a lot of stuff. So yeah, I do think their future is very, very bright. But their past is pretty bright too.
Yes. Are we gonna have the next books? You're gonna bring that to the screen as well?
You mean this book?
The other two, yes. The other two.
If you love the first movie, read the second book. I don't have the third book with me, but check them out, because the book one does follow closely along with the movie. And so movie two, you could potentially read the second book and be like, oh, cool. So this is what's happening. I'm so excited to talk that I don't want to give any spoilers. So I'm just,
yeah, I know.
Like, yeah, I'm like, so there's babysitters in the second one, and there's monsters. That's pretty much what I can say. Check out the book if after you see the movie, and let me know what you think. I'd love to hear it. But yeah, the whole plan is that there's a big babysitter saga where they are helping save a lot of kids and rescue a lot of kids.
Yeah. Do you, aside from this movie, do you have a favorite Halloween movie?
A favorite Halloween movie definitely is Nightmare Before Christmas, Monster Squad, and probably just, really old episodes of Scooby-Doo. Those are just like fantastic, because I can't watch like really horrible slasher films. So that's why I have to make fun of them. So I kind of like the more family-friendly horror version. That's where I'll go. Yeah. But my wife has never seen Monster Squad. And I was like, wait a second, if you've never seen Monster Squad, I think it's time. I think it's time we show her
It's
mom.
time to show her that.
Yeah.
And like with this, the way that we are living right now, the pandemic and all this crazy stuff, the lockdowns and everything, are you like producing, are you writing more? Do you have any other interesting stories that you writing?
Yeah. You know, yeah, it is, to be honest, it's a difficult time for everybody. And, you know, I'd like to think, oh, I would be finishing 5 novels by being inside, but you know, I think you kind of have to take it easy on yourself and just say, we're just gonna make sure our family and friends are healthy and safe. But I actually have been able to write, and I've been working with participant studios on a project called We Carry Kevin, which is all about this incredible young man named Kevin Chandler who has spinal muscular atrophy, and he convinced 5 of his friends to carry him across Europe for 3 weeks in a backpack. So
Wow.
they like lugged their buddy across Europe in this backpack, and it's a story of friendship, adventure, uh, accepting your differences and overcoming adversity with a lot of love and heart and jokes. So I actually finished that, and it's been it was a really great time, because as a writer, I highly recommend this. Anybody who's feeling cooped up, just write a story or write a time that you were traveling, and it will transport you. Your mind will kind of take over, and for like, you know, a few hours, you will actually be able to escape for a moment. And so that is what I feel like is one of the gifts of actually being a writer, is that you get to go, I might be stuck in this house, but for a few hours, I can have a release and feel as if I've gone on a great journey and a great adventure.
Yeah. And for it, like I was reading something that you were rejected from a film school, and but you're here,
Many times, Jana, many times.
but you're here now, like very successful. Do you have an advice to give to young kids that want to pursue a career in, not just in this business, in any business? Any advice to give to them?
Um, don't give up. Don't give up. If you really love it, don't give up. But also don't expect it. Don't expect it to happen. I think that sometimes we just say, oh, well, because I want it really, really bad, the universe will give it to me. The universe will help out, but you've really got to do a lot of the work to get there. If you love something, movies, art, social work, journalism, you know, anything, plumbing, carpentry. Like if you love it, do it, and do it often, and find a way to do it as much as possible. And I promise that if you're starting at a young age, you will get better and better and better and better if you put in the work and the effort, and you see rejection as an opportunity, not a locked door, but as an opportunity to find another way. Because that rejection from film school hurt so bad when I was a kid, but I knew that it wouldn't stop me. And it actually made me a writer, because I said, well, if I'm not going to get into film school, they're not going to stop me. What can I do? I said, well, I can write. Writing is cheap. Paper is cheap. I can just write. And because of that rejection, I started writing immediately after that, and was just like, let's just see if I could do this. So that by the time they did let me in, I had written, you know, 3 feature-length screenplays, and I had almost taught myself the craft of writing. And of course, film school made it, you know, better, and I was able to really expand on it. But that initial rejection, sometimes that initial rejection, it can shut you down, but don't let it stop you. You know, if you love it, find a way to do it. And then I think a lot of people will find it, because, you know, I still get rejected to this day. To this day, I'm still getting told no, nonstop no's. So it's okay to be told no. And especially if you want something really, really bad, those no's feel like brick walls, but keep going. You can break through those walls. You really can.
Yeah, Yeah, that's amazing. Wow, that's a good advice.
Yes.
And, I just want to thank you so much for your time, Joe,
Thank you.
and a lot of success and keep doing because you like all these books are really good and I'm going to read them with my son
Let me know.
and we'll do. And I cannot wait for the second one. I want the second movie. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Happy Halloween.
Happy
Bye-bye.
Halloween. Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you like this video, don't forget to comment, to like, and subscribe to our channel right here.